John, second chapter of John, verses 1 through 9. On the third day, a wedding took place in Cana of Galilee. Jesus was there.
And Jesus and his disciples had also been invited to the wedding.
When the wine was gone, Jesus' mother said to him, "They have no more wine."
"Woman, why do you involve me?" Jesus replied. "My hour is not yet come."
His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you."
Nearby stood 6 stone water jars, the kind used by the Jews for ceremonial washing, each holding from 20 to 30 gallons.
Jesus said to his servants, "Fill up the jars with water." So they filled them up to the brim.
Then he told them, "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet." They did so.
And the master of the banquet tasted the water that had been turned into wine. So, like I said, a lot of times we see scriptures, and that's a neat story because Jesus is at a wine. He's trying to make this celebration continue. But seems to me something's hidden in there because Jesus just made wine, and what does it take to have wine? Time. So Jesus just interrupted time and made something that takes. If you're going to make wine, you got to put seed in the ground. Plants got to grow up. The grapes have got to mature. You got to take the grapes, put them in somewhere where they're going to ferment. And Jesus all did it in a short time. Then Luke chapter 7, verse 9 and 10. Jesus marveled at this. He turned around and said to the crowd who had followed him, "Listen, everyone, never have I found among the people of God a man like this who believes so strongly in me."
Jesus then spoke the healing word from a distance. When the man's friends returned to the home, they found the servant completely healed and doing fine.
So what did Jesus do on that one? Did he control space? He controlled space. Now he's doing all this in a first century people that had no idea about our dimensional reality of time, space, matter, and energy. He's just doing this to show something. I think he's trying to show something to us now. And Mark 4:35 through 41. That day when evening came, he said to his disciples, "Let us go over to the other side."
Leaving the crowd behind, they took him along. Just as he was in the boat, there were also other boats with him.
And a furious squall came up, and the waves broke over the boat so that it was nearly swamped.
Jesus was in the stern, sleeping on a cushion. The disciples woke him and said to him, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?"
He got up, rebuked the wind and the waves. "Be quiet, be still." The wind died down, and it was completely calm.
He said to his disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?"
They were terrified and asked each other, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." So why I brought these verses up is I've thought about these for a long time, and like it says in Genesis 1, and what Stephen Hawking and Roger Penrose said in the 70s, that time, space, matter, and energy all had a beginning. It had a beginning, that it had somebody that controlled it. And it seems to me that these verses are telling us exactly what we need to know. And it's only coming from the Bible. It's not coming from some dude that's got a lab coat on. It's coming from the Bible. It's telling us what Jesus had control over. And he did it right in front of people so they would recognize it. He wasn't hiding anything. He was doing it right out in the open.